Maharashtra Minister and NCP leader Nawab Malik, who was arrested yesterday, will be remaining in the ED custody until March 3rd. Malik was questioned for 8 hours before his arrest for reportedly buying property from the 1993 bomb blast convict Sardar Shav Ali Khan, who is allegedly a close aide of terrorist Tiger Menon. Now, during the court hearing on Wednesday, Nawab Malik asserted that he had done nothing wrong and vowed to fight the injustice that is meted out against him. Now, Malik is the second Maharashtra minister, remember, to be arrested by the central agency in connection with the money laundering case recently after Anil Deshmukh. And politics continues to escalate over Nawab Malik's arrest. While BJP has sought Nawab Malik's resignation, the Aghadi government has made it very clear that they won't be sacking Malik. The Mahavikas Aghadi has alleged that Malik is being targeted by the central probe agencies and that it's a bid to silence him. The Aghadi leaders will be holding protests outside the assembly today against the minister's arrest. My colleague Ketan Vaidya now joins me from outside the Secretariat in Mumbai. Ketan, the protest obviously has escalated. The Aghadi leaders are holding that protest outside the assembly. What is it that you're bringing to us from on ground?
So Griha, it is the MVA government here. However, MVA government is in no mood to relent after one of their ministers was arrested by ED, Nawab Malik. So as we can see, just next to the Secretariat, NCP workers have already started gathering. And I gathered from my NCP sources that NCP Chief Sharad Pawar is also expected to come here and sit in solidarity with all the MVA ministers. And as you can see, pandals are constructed on both my sides. On the left, with a bust of Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, and on your right also you can see a pandal constructed, and this is right in front of the Mahatma Gandhi statue, which was cleaned and in the morning. So it's going to be a day full of action because they are in no mood to relent. And as Chhagan Bhujbal, NCP leader, told us last night that tomorrow the MVA ministers will take the fight onto the streets of every taluk, every district in Maharashtra to ensure that their troops are kind of united. They see this as a center versus state battle. They see this as a rank misuse of power by the central government. They see this action as too arbitrary, too late and unwarranted. Griha?
Absolutely. Ketan, stay on with me. In fact, as the BJP and the Aghadi ministers are at loggerheads, let's also quickly listen into the reactions that have come in on this particular story.
अभी चूंकि नवाब मलिक की अन्याय के खिलाफ बातें करते हैं, ना डरते हुए निडर होकर भारत सरकार हो या बीजेपी हो, उनके जो भी गलत बातें जो लोगों के सामने लाने की वो कोशिश करते हैं, इससे जो है हमारे सामने के जो है विरोधी पक्ष के हमारे दोस्त जो है मित्र, वो जरा दुखी है और इसलिए भाई इसका मुंह बंद करने के लिए जो है ये कदम उठाया गया है और हम कानून से भी लड़ेंगे और जनता में जाकर भी हम हमारी बातें जो है सबके सामने रखेंगे।
क्योंकि इस प्रकार से अगर अंडरवर्ल्ड के साथ सीधे व्यवहार होते रहेंगे और जो लगातार ये बात कही गई कि पिछले समय दाऊद ने देश के अंदर जितने बम विस्फोट किए, भले ही आईएसआई की मदद से किए होंगे, लेकिन उसका टेरर फंडिंग उसने इंडिया में ही जमा किया और इस प्रकार के डील से ही जमा किया। इस प्रकार से अंडरवर्ल्ड के ऊपर और बड़े पैमाने पर उस जमाने में जो व्यवहार जमीनों के किए गए अंडर वैल्यूएशन करके और उसमें जो ब्लैक मनी दिया गया, वो ब्लैक मनी टेरर फंडिंग में इस्तेमाल किया गया। और इसलिए मुझे लगता है कि आज की जो कार्रवाई है उसको कोई तरीके से राजनीतिक कार्रवाई नहीं कहा जा सकता। देश के दुश्मनों को अगर कोई मदद करता है तो कार्रवाई करनी ही पड़ेगी और वो कार्रवाई की गई है।
And Ketan continues to be with me. Ketan, while the Aghadi ministers are saying that this is a bid to silence Nawab Malik and other, Aghadi ministers who speak against the government is maintaining the stand that this is not a political probe. However, one important argument that was also put forth was, why are these arrests being made public? If at all there has to be a probe, why is not it being done silently? That is come in the wake of this protest.
Well, Griha, clearly the NCP feels that this dates to almost 2005 when Nawab Malik had allegedly bought a land, and the landowners were supposedly close to the Dawood Ibrahim family. That is what the BJP is alleging. However, they say that this dates back to 2005. The deal was done in a proper sense, and if two individuals enter into any buying and selling agreement, then that cannot be misconstrued as giving money for terror. So this is the argument that MVA lawyers also stated. Another argument is that when this land deed had happened back in the 90s, there was no PMLA, and so the way randomly PMLA Act is revoked and different sections are put, this seems like what the MVA is maintaining is that this action is purely vindictive and is done to silence Nawab Malik, who is one of the fiercest critics of the central government. So the MVA government is seeing this as purely political action, and they want to mount pressure through silent protests like this. And tomorrow, as I told you, that the protest will be statewide. Griha?
Right. Ketan, the fact that you are there outside the Mantralaya, and also the family members of Nawab Malik had also alleged that no summons were given to him before the ED actually took him for questioning yesterday, and that's when these protests really started. Now, there's a certain template that we've started to see when it comes to this money laundering case and the kind of actions that are being taken by the ED in connection with Dawood Ibrahim and his aides. So are you getting to see similar sentiments, from the Aghadi ministers who are, currently over there protesting? What else are they saying in this particular case?
Well, so the protest is rather going to begin in a while. However, there is a consensus that this action was completely unwarranted, unneeded, random, and done in a bid to silence the MVA government. Using a China terminology, don't let anyone die, but put 1,000 cuts. So I think that is the feeling that I'm getting from MVA, that the central government is trying to put 1,000 cuts, ensure action on its ministers, and ensure that this government falls, or they put some precedent's rule in the state. So that is the feeling that the MVA government have. They don't just feel slighted. They feel that their rights as a state are violated. They feel that somewhere this whole collective federalism is disturbed because of this vindictive actions, alleged vindictive actions of the government or the central dispensation. Riha?
Right, Ketan, thank you so much for bringing us up to speed with all the details. We'll continue to track all the developments on this particular story, as Ketan Vaidya is standing by from the Mumbai Mantralaya, where that protest by the Aghadi ministers is all set to take place.